Hey guys, what's going on? It's Tyler from Nelly Security, and today we are unboxing the V-Series by Vivotek 2 megapixel fixed lens Vandal dome, the FD9369. This is an excellent camera with smooth 30 frames per second video, full HD image quality, and smart motion detection. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, I've got our FD9369 box. Let's open this sucker up and check it out. So right here on top, we have our alignment sticker. We have our quick start guide. Our weatherproof grommet for weatherproofing our Ethernet connection. We've got our mounting hardware. Looks like 2 screws and a hex wrench. And I'm not sure what that is in there. What is that? Looks like this is probably for sealing off your cables. For instance, this one does have a 12 volt DC cable. So if you're not going to use that, you can use this tape to seal it off. Cool, let's set these aside. And here in the box we have our dome. We've got a nice and compact dome here. Again, this is 2 megapixel, full HD 1080p. I can't tell if this is, I think this is a plastic body, but it's really tough plastic. I mean, it feels really solid. This is IP66 weatherproof and IK10 Vandal proof. We have our lens there in the center. This is a 2.8 millimeter fixed lens. We've got our IR LED. It does have an IR range, I believe, of up to 100 feet. Yeah, up to 30 meters, which is like 98 feet, something like that. It does have a built-in microphone right here on the front, this tiny little hole. Let's open up this dome and check out the inside. We just have 2 screws here on the sides. We'll take our hex wrench and unscrew the dome. There we go. Here's what it looks like on the inside. We have our microphone cable there. We have the security cable attaching the dome to the camera, and it's kind of hidden in here, but we do have a micro SD card slot right there underneath the camera. Again, this can hold up to 1 terabyte of onboard storage. Yeah, so it looks like this has a metal base, and the ring around this plexiglass dome is a thick plastic. So it is both metal and plastic, still has a really solid build. And with the dome off, this is how we would install this camera. You would simply screw it in with these 2 screw holes here. So it looks like you can pretty easily adjust this lens. You can rotate it left and right like this. And also using a screwdriver, you can loosen these tension screws on the side and tilt it up and down. It even has nice little guides there to tell you what angle you're tilting it. When it's all the way out, it's at a 75-degree angle. Right there's 50 degrees, all the way down to 0 and even -10. Then once it's installed and the lens is pointed where you want it, you would simply replace that dome and screw it right back into place. All right, let's take a look at this cable pigtail. Unlike the turret that we looked at in our last video, this one does have, oh shoot, I just noticed that microphone cord got wrapped around the lens. All right, consider yourselves warned. Don't do what I just did. Watch out for that microphone cable when you're putting the dome back on. All right, there we go. Now let's take a look at this pigtail. If you'll remember, the turret that we looked at yesterday only had the Ethernet connection in the pigtail. This one does have the Ethernet connection and the 12 volt DC connection. So it is a little bit more flexible. If you don't want to power this camera with PoE, you do have that option of adding a 12 volt DC power supply. However, the easiest way to get this up and running is by running an Ethernet cable from your camera to a PoE switch or to the back of your NVR if your NVR has a PoE switch integrated. So that way you can just power this camera with 1 cable and you're good to go. So this cable can be run through a ceiling or through a wall mount or a junction box or something like that. It can also be run out the side of the camera. However, in order to run your Ethernet cable out the side, you do need to remove this little metal piece. All you got to do is take some pliers or something and pull that right out of there. And now you can easily route that cable out the side of your camera. One last thing I want to mention about the Vandal dome that is a bit different from the turret that we looked at yesterday is this one does have smart motion detection in order to reduce false alarms. The turret that we looked at in our last two videos did have a motion detection field that was pretty customizable, but it was not powered by AI like we're used to seeing in most modern security cameras. This 2 megapixel dome, on the other hand, does have AI powered motion detection, so you can reduce those false alarms. So if that's something you're looking for, then definitely take a look at this 2 megapixel Vandal dome, the FD9369. Another cool thing to point out here is this power LED located on the back side of the camera, just for really easy troubleshooting to know if this camera is working once you plug it in or not. It's a nice little feature. Don't worry, this LED isn't visible once the dome is on, and you can actually turn this feature off in the web interface. So you guys mentioned in the comments of our last video that you guys would really like to see some sample footage included in these unboxing videos. So I do have some sample footage here from this dome for you to check out. If you have any further questions about this camera or any of the V-Series by Vivotek products, feel free to leave that down in the comments below or reach out to us. You can always send us an email, give us a phone call, use the chat functions on our website. Our experts are here and always happy to help. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Happy installing, and I will catch you in the next one.